Wrestling fam, what I'm about to reveal will shatter everything you think you know about Zilla Fatu's rumored WWE debut on August 25th. This isn't about family loyalty or saving Roman Reigns from Seth Rollins Vision faction. This is about WWE's calculated plan to replace the tribal chief with a younger, more controllable version, and they're using Roman's own family to do it. The evidence is hiding in plain sight, from Zilla's cryptic blood drop emoji posts to WWE's sudden interest in a third-generation wrestler who spent 6 years in prison. Stay locked in because what I'm about to expose will change how you see the entire Bloodline saga forever. I'm about to connect dots that WWE doesn't want you to see. While everyone's celebrating Zilla Fatu potentially saving Roman and Jay Uuso from the Vision's beatdown at the Xfinity Mobile Arena, I've uncovered the real story. WWE isn't bringing in Zilla to strengthen the OG Bloodline, they're positioning him as Roman's replacement. Think about it, Roman mocked Seth Rollins' fake knee injury off-air on August 18th, reclaimed his stolen Jordans from Bronson Reed, and looked stronger than ever. So why does WWE suddenly need another Anoa'i family member? Because Roman Reigns' contract situation is more precarious than they're letting on, and WWE is preparing for a future without their biggest star. Today, we're exposing the 5-step plan WWE is using to transition power from Roman to Zilla, and why this family reunion is actually a corporate takeover in disguise. Let's start with the most obvious red flag, the timing of Zilla Fatu's rumored debut. According to sources like WrestleVotes and Jade from New York 206, Zilla is set to debut on August 25th, 2025, in Birmingham, England. But here's what doesn't add up. Roman Reigns just had his most dominant moment in months. On August 18th at the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Roman speared Braun Breaker through the crowd, Superman punched Bronson Reed, reclaimed his stolen Air Jordans, and then grabbed a mic to mock Seth Rollins' fake knee injury that fooled the entire WWE universe at SummerSlam. The crowd was chanting OTC, Original Tribal Chief, and Roman looked like the unstoppable force he was during his 1,300-day championship reign. So why introduce Zilla now? If the OG Bloodline was truly in trouble, if Roman and Jay Uuso were genuinely overwhelmed by the Vision faction, Rollins, Paul Heyman, Breaker, and Reed, then bringing in reinforcements would make sense. But Roman just proved he could handle Reed and Breaker single-handedly while Jay dominated in an Extreme Rules match, hitting chair shots like he was auditioning for the Hardcore Wrestling Hall of Fame. The real reason becomes clear when you examine WWE's recent pattern. Remember how they handled Cody Rhodes' championship reign? They built him up, gave him the WrestleMania moment, then immediately started positioning other stars around him. Now they're doing the same with Roman, but more subtly. They're not taking the title off him, they're preparing to take him off television entirely. Wrestling Observer has reported tensions between Roman and WWE management over his reduced schedule and creative control. Roman wants to work fewer dates, maintain his movie career, and have input on his storylines. WWE wants a full-time, controllable champion who won't demand Hollywood breaks or question booking decisions. Enter Zilla Fatu, 25 years old, hungry for opportunity, and carrying the Anoa'i family name without Roman's leverage or demands. He's been grinding on the indie circuit with Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, where he won the Road Championship in August 2024. He's made waves in Game Changer Wrestling and debuted at TNA's Slammiversary 2025 pre-show. Most importantly, he's publicly expressed unwavering support for Roman Reigns as the tribal chief, exactly what WWE wants to hear from a potential replacement. But here's the kicker. Zilla's cryptic blood drop emoji post on X after Roman's return wasn't about family loyalty. It was WWE testing fan reaction to his potential involvement. When outlets like WrestleTalk started theorizing about his Bloodline debut, WWE knew they had their answer. The fans would accept Zilla as Roman's successor because they'd frame it as family tradition, not corporate replacement. This isn't about strengthening the Bloodline, It's about WWE having a backup plan when Roman inevitably reduces his schedule or walks away entirely. And they're using the most sacred thing in wrestling, family loyalty, to mask their corporate maneuvering. Here's where WWE's plan gets truly calculated. Zilla Fatu isn't just any third-generation wrestler, he's specifically the type of talent WWE can control completely. Let's examine his background and why it makes him perfect for their replacement strategy. Born Isaiah Fatu, son of Edward Umaga Fatu, Zilla carries the Anoa'i legacy but comes with none of Roman's baggage. Roman built his leverage through years of main event success, championship reigns, and Hollywood connections. He can demand creative control, reduced schedules, and top-tier money because WWE needs him more than he needs them. Zilla, however, is in the opposite position. Consider his journey: 6 years in prison before turning his life around, converting to Islam in 2022, and training under Booker T. This isn't just a redemption story, it's a control mechanism. WWE loves wrestlers with comeback narratives because it creates built-in gratitude. Zilla knows this is likely his only shot at the big time, making him far more willing to accept whatever WWE offers without the demands Roman makes. His indie career reinforces this dynamic. While Roman was main-eventing WrestleManias and holding the undisputed championship for over 1,300 days, Zilla was grinding in Reality of Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling, and TNA pre-shows. He's hungry, grateful, and moldable, everything WWE wants in their next tribal chief. But here's the smoking gun: Zilla's interview with Chris Van Vliet revealed something crucial. He expressed disdain for Solo Sikoa's use of the Samoan spike, a move tied to his father. This wasn't just family pride, it was WWE testing his willingness to police the family legacy according to their narrative needs. They're already positioning him as the righteous Anoa'i family member who'll protect tradition, unlike Solo's rebellious MFT faction. WWE's pattern is clear. They're creating a character who embodies everything Roman represents: family honor, Samoan heritage, tribal leadership, while eliminating everything that makes Roman difficult to manage: creative demands, part-time schedule, Hollywood ambitions. Zilla's raw emotion and authenticity, praised in wrestling circles, aren't just natural charisma, they're exactly what WWE needs to sell fans on a Roman replacement. The Vision faction's attacks on Roman and Jay aren't just storyline beats, they're WWE testing how fans react to the OG Bloodline being overwhelmed. When Bronson Reed stole Roman's Air Jordans and called himself the Tribal Thief, WWE was measuring fan investment in Roman's symbols of power. When Seth Rollins used his fake knee injury to steal the World Heavyweight Championship from CM Punk at SummerSlam, they were establishing that deception and manipulation can overcome even the most dominant champions. Now they're positioning Zilla as the pure, uncorrupted family member who'll restore honor to the bloodline. But purity in WWE terms means controllability. They want someone who'll show up every week, follow scripts without question, and build their career entirely within WWE's ecosystem. Zilla's debut isn't about saving Roman, it's about WWE creating Roman's replacement while Roman is still there to legitimize the transition. They're using the most powerful storyline in modern wrestling, family loyalty, to mask the most corporate decision possible, replacing their biggest star with a more manageable version. Let's expose the real purpose of Seth Rollins' Vision faction, because it's not what WWE wants you to think. The Vision, consisting of Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, wasn't created to be Roman's ultimate enemy. They were designed to make Roman Reigns look vulnerable enough that fans would accept help and, eventually, replacement. Think about the psychology here. For over 1,300 days, Roman Reigns was presented as an unstoppable force. He defeated everyone: Brock Lesnar, John Cena, The Undertaker's streak holder, and countless others. WWE built him as the final boss of professional wrestling. So how do you convince fans that this unstoppable force needs a 25-year-old rookie's help? You create scenarios where he appears overwhelmed. Seth Rollins' fake knee injury at Saturday night's main event on July 12th wasn't just a storyline device, it was WWE testing fan gullibility. They wanted to see if audiences would buy obvious deception, preparing them for the bigger deception coming with Zilla's debut. When Rollins hobbled out on crutches at SummerSlam, ditched them to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and stole the World Heavyweight Championship from CM Punk, WWE proved fans would accept being manipulated if the story was compelling enough. But here's the crucial detail everyone missed. Roman's off-air mockery of Rollins' fake injury on August 18th wasn't scripted revenge. It was WWE testing Roman's willingness to go off-script. When Roman grabbed that mic after Raw went off the air and roasted Rollins in front of the Philadelphia crowd, saying, "You, Seth, how's that knee? Still faking it. You fooled nobody but Punk," he was showing the independence that makes WWE nervous. The Vision faction's attacks follow a specific pattern designed to justify outside intervention. Braun Breaker's raw power and Bronson Reed's tribal thief taunts aren't just character work, they're establishing that Roman faces threats requiring different skill sets. Breaker represents pure athleticism that could overwhelm Roman physically. Reed represents disrespect to Roman's legacy, stealing his Air Jordans and mocking his symbols of power. Paul Heyman's betrayal is the most calculated element. Heyman, who managed Roman during his dominant championship reign, switching sides to the Vision creates the narrative that even Roman's closest allies can't be trusted. This isn't just storyline drama, it's WWE conditioning fans to accept that Roman needs fresh, loyal family support. The numbers game is crucial too. The Vision presents as a four-man faction: Rollins, Heyman, Breaker, Reed, against Roman and Jay Uuso. But WWE could have easily booked Roman to overcome these odds. He's done it countless times before. Instead, they're using the numerical disadvantage to justify bringing in Zilla, creating the illusion that the OG Bloodline needs reinforcement. When Zilla debuts on August 25th, hitting his Superman spike on Reed and Samoan drop on Breaker, it won't be organic family loyalty. It'll be WWE's carefully orchestrated plan to make fans believe Roman needs help. They're using the Vision faction to chip away at Roman's aura of invincibility, preparing audiences to accept that even the tribal chief requires a successor. The Vision isn't Roman's enemy, they're WWE's tool to make Roman replaceable. Here's where WWE's manipulation gets truly insidious. They're systematically rewriting Bloodline history to position Zilla Fatu as the rightful heir while diminishing Roman's legacy. The evidence is hiding in plain sight across recent storylines, and it reveals a coordinated effort to transfer tribal authority from Roman to his younger cousin. Start with Solo Sikoa's betrayal and the formation of his MFT, My Family Tree, faction with JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. WWE didn't just book this as a standard heel turn, they specifically had Solo abandon the Bloodline name post-Survivor Series 2024. This wasn't creative coincidence, it was WWE establishing that the Bloodline name itself was up for grabs, no longer exclusively Roman's property. But here's the smoking gun. WWE is positioning Zilla as the defender of true Bloodline traditions while painting Roman as someone who's lost touch with family values. Remember Zilla's public disdain for Solo Sikoa's use of the Samoan spike, a move tied to his father? WWE is using this to establish Zilla as the family's moral authority, the one who truly understands and respects a No-I heritage. The Jordan-stealing saga with Bronson Reed reveals another layer of this manipulation. When Reed repeatedly stole Roman's Air Jordans and called himself the tribal thief, WWE wasn't just creating heat, they were testing whether Roman's symbols of power could be transferred to others. Fadeaway Media reported Reed's social media taunts, but the real story is how WWE allowed Roman's most personal possessions to become storyline props. When Roman reclaimed his Jordans on August 18th with a Superman punch to Reed, fans celebrated it as a victory. But WWE had already accomplished their goal. They proved Roman's power symbols could be taken and needed to be fought for. This plants the seed that Roman's authority isn't absolute. It can be challenged, stolen, and potentially transferred to someone more worthy. Jay Uuso's transformation from loyal enforcer to independent main event star serves the same purpose. His Extreme Rules victory over Braun Breaker, aided by Roman's interference, wasn't just family support, it was WWE showing that the next generation of No-I wrestlers can succeed without Roman's direct leadership. Jay's Yeet chants and ECW-style hardcore performance demonstrated that Bloodline members can evolve beyond Roman's tribal chief persona. The most damning evidence comes from WWE's treatment of Jacob Fatu. Once positioned as Solo's enforcer in the MFT faction, reports suggest tensions between Jacob and Solo, potentially leading to Jacob rejoining the OG Bloodline. But instead of positioning Jacob as Roman's new enforcer, WWE is rumored to be planning Zilla's debut instead. Why choose an untested indie wrestler over an established WWE talent? Because Jacob has his own following and credibility, he can't be molded into Roman's replacement the way Zilla can. WWE is even manipulating family genealogy for their narrative. While Roman, Solo, and the Usos are all legitimate No-I family members, WWE is emphasizing Zilla's connection to Umaga, a beloved WWE legend, while downplaying Roman's Hollywood connections and part-time aspirations. They're creating a narrative where Zilla represents pure wrestling dedication, while Roman represents corporate crossover ambitions. This isn't accidental storytelling, it's systematic preparation for a power transfer that fans won't see coming until it's too late. The Clash at Paris card on August 31st, 2025, isn't just another premium live event, it's WWE's testing ground for their Roman Reigns replacement strategy, and the booking reveals their true intentions with surgical precision. Roman faces Bronson Reed in a no disqualification match with Zilla Fatu rumored to be in his corner. On the surface, this looks like family support, but examine the psychology. WWE is positioning Zilla as Roman's insurance policy, the young lion who ensures the tribal chief's victory. But insurance policies only matter when the original is at risk of failing. Meanwhile, Jay Uuso challenges Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and LA Knight in a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wrestling Observer reports CM Punk is rumored to win, but here's what they're not telling you. This match exists to prove the Bloodline can succeed without Roman holding a championship. Jay's inclusion in this main event isn't just a push, it's WWE testing whether No-I family members can carry major storylines independently. The real smoking gun is the rumored September 20th PLE main event that WrestleOp predicted: Roman, Jay, and Zilla vs. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed in a six-man tag match. This isn't just a logical follow-up, it's WWE's trial run for their new Bloodline hierarchy. They're testing fan reaction to Zilla as an equal partner with Roman and Jay, not just a supporting player. But here's the most damning evidence. WWE's long-term booking reveals their endgame. Survivor Series War Games in November is rumored to pit the OG Bloodline, Roman, Jay, Zilla, and possibly Jacob Fatu, against the Vision and MFT in a chaotic War Games match. But look at the positioning. WWE is creating a scenario where Zilla's performance in the War Games structure could overshadow Roman's. War Games historically elevates younger talent who show fearlessness and innovation. WWE knows that Zilla's indie background, his hunger, and his willingness to take risks could steal the show from Roman, who's become more calculated and protective of his body as he's gotten older. They're setting up a situation where fans might leave saying Zilla was the real star of that match. The ultimate reveal comes with the rumored WrestleMania 42 main event in April 2026. Roman Reigns vs. Seth Rollins to settle their decade-long feud. But here's what WWE isn't advertising. This could be Roman's farewell match. Think about it. Roman defeats his greatest rival, passes the torch to Zilla in an emotional post-match moment, and exits WWE on his own terms while he's still on top. WWE has done this before. They gave The Undertaker his WrestleMania moment with Roman, then used that match to transition Roman into the next phase of his career. Now they're preparing to do the same thing to Roman himself. The difference is, they're using his own family to make the transition feel organic instead of corporate. The Clash at Paris booking reveals WWE's testing multiple scenarios. Can Zilla get over with international audiences? Will fans accept him as Roman's equal in high-stakes matches? Does his presence enhance or overshadow Roman's performance? Can the OG Bloodline function as a unit with Zilla as a key component? Every answer feeds into WWE's decision-making process for Roman's future. If Zilla fails to connect, they'll keep Roman longer and find another replacement strategy. If Zilla succeeds beyond expectations, they'll accelerate the transition timeline. The most telling detail is how WWE is handling Roman's character development. Instead of booking him as the unstoppable force who needs no help, they're showing him as a leader who recognizes and elevates younger talent. Roman's off-air praise for Jay's Extreme Rules performance, his willingness to share the spotlight with Zilla, and his mentorship role aren't just character growth, they're WWE conditioning fans to see Roman as someone who builds others up rather than standing alone. This is the same pattern they used with John Cena's transition from top guy to part-timer. They gradually shifted Cena from never-give-up solo hero to a respect-the-new-generation mentor figure. Now Roman is following the exact same trajectory, and Zilla is positioned as his chosen successor. The Clash at Paris isn't just about Roman defeating Bronson Reed, it's about WWE measuring whether fans are ready to accept Zilla Fatu as the future of the Bloodline and, by extension, the future face of WWE itself. Wrestling fam, the evidence is overwhelming. Zilla Fatu's rumored debut on August 25th isn't about family loyalty or saving Roman Reigns. It's WWE's calculated plan to replace their biggest star with a younger, more controllable version. From the suspicious timing of his debut during Roman's strongest period to his perfect background as a grateful comeback story to the Vision faction's role in making Roman appear vulnerable, every piece fits together. WWE is rewriting Bloodline history to favor Zilla while using the Clash at Paris as their testing ground for a post-Roman future. They're exploiting the most sacred thing in wrestling, family bonds, to mask the most corporate decision possible, replacing an independent superstar with a moldable alternative. The question isn't whether Zilla will debut, but whether fans will recognize they're being manipulated into accepting Roman's replacement. WWE is betting that family loyalty and emotional storytelling will blind us to their corporate maneuvering. But now you know the truth. When Zilla's music hits on August 25th and he storms the ring to save Roman and Jay, remember what you learned here today. This isn't a family reunion, it's a corporate takeover disguised as tradition. What do you think? Are you buying WWE's family loyalty narrative, or do you see the replacement strategy I've exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if this opened your eyes, and subscribe to WWE Report for the wrestling analysis they don't want you to hear. Because while everyone else is covering the story WWE wants you to see, we're revealing the story they're trying to hide. The Bloodline saga isn't ending, it's being transferred. And Zilla Fatu is the key to WWE's future, whether Roman Reigns likes it or not.